Hello, 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 everyone. How are you? Okay. Well, I want to introduce myself. My name is Deri Tyton. I am a screenwriter from Chicago, Illinois. I live in Atlanta, Georgia right now. And this is the Film Mechanics Screenwriting Workshop where I get an opportunity to tell you about my experiences as well as field any questions about screenwriting in the film industry in terms of like the business of screenwriting. So a little bit about me real quick is I started screenwriting in 2001 and it was by happenstance. It wasn't like something I was aiming to do. In Chicago at that time, I was a spoken word artist. And being a spoken word artist, I just performed everywhere around the city, every open mic, paid workshops, poetry workshops. And I just got an opportunity. I love the library. Anybody else in here love the library? Right? Right? I love the library, right? And I was walking down one of the aisles, and I would do this thing where I would close my eyes and just stop at a book, and whatever I stopped at is what I was reading. I stopped at a filmmaking book, an independent filmmaking book. And I was like, okay. So I took it off the shelf, I took it home, and I got a call from the professor over at Chicago State University. His name was Professor Artie Reese. He was over the theater department. And he wanted me, at that time I was still an intellectual thug. So there was a part of me still in the streets of Chicago, but I read a lot, I knew a lot, I experienced a lot. So that pretty much was the gist. So Artie wanted me to play a thug, I guess you could say. He wanted me to, not a thug, but he wanted me to play a gang member for this movie called Guilty by Association. So I was looking around, I just saw like the camera, the microphone, a couple of people working behind the scenes, and the actors. I was like, I could do this. I already had the book at home, so I knew I could make a movie. I don't know why I wanted to make a movie, but I felt like my story in the early 90s, my story was pretty much cinematic, I guess you could say. I was a young poet, about 19 years old, and I was in love with a female drug dealer, and we had a relationship.
That's
right.
Not no more, but I'm just saying.
You sold drugs? Well, hey. I was in love with this woman for a lot of years, right? So, who you are is not who you are, right? So I wrote a book. I wrote a movie called Toots and Blows, right? And it was about a female drug dealer that falls in love with a poet. And from there, I wrote another film. I don't know if anybody's familiar with what I'm about to say, so I'm about to say something that's kind of dated, but we're going to see who knows about this. Anybody familiar with The Party Line? Yes? Where you call, and you talk to the friends, and the possibility of y'all, like, this is before online apps, dating apps. That was the dating app back in the day. So I wrote a movie called Party Line Pimpin', and we shot it, Party Line Pimpin', and we shot it, and it's titled The Party Line. And then I wrote another movie called Love Bones, and then after that, I wrote another movie. I moved to Atlanta in 2009, and I did a movie called Finding Forever in Love, about a young man who loses his girlfriend to some gang violence, and the person who killed his girlfriend moves to Atlanta, and he sets out on this vengeance to avenge her death. And so did that, and then I went to film school. So I did go to film school. I got an MFA in creative writing. And the thing about that was I knew I was doing something right, but I knew I was doing something wrong. And that's when I went to film school. So that was in 2012, 13, and then in 2018, 2017, I started what is called the Film Mechanics Screenwriting Workshop. And the irony of starting the film mechanics is that's where Tamika Newsom, it's like that's where she attended one of my classes. And when she attended one of my classes, she was like, Deri, you are phenomenal. Like, you are dope at this. And I helped stimulate a lot of screenplays. And from there, the film mechanic, then I wrote a book. And I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit. So this is the book. It's a small, like, little book, but it's powerful than a mug. I'm telling you. So how did I get this book right here? So the Film Mechanics Screenwriting Workbook came by way of, screenwriting is very hard. Do I have any screenwriters in here? Okay, so y'all know, screenwriting is very hard. Now, I don't know if you was the type of screenwriter I was. I had like the See It Feels book open, I had Story open, I had like all of these other books open, I had Blake Snyder book open, and then on my computer, I would have like all of these windows that's open that's telling me how to write a screenplay. So therefore, I lacked the one most important thing about screenwriting, and that's a process. Yes. I did not have a process. I had some version of a process that changed every time I wrote a different screenplay. I didn't have a process that I followed. So I was like, okay, wait a minute, hold on, let's go back. So what I did was I started to create a process because when I was making movies, people would send me screenplays all the time. For some odd reason, I knew it was something in the screenplays that were similar to mine, except their mechanics were off. Like I was studying this. They were just writing this. So I could tell that the story was off, the execution was off, the mechanics was off, there was no theme involved. So I said, okay, wait a minute, hold on. Or too many themes involved. So, okay, where do I want to go? So I'm gonna ask this question. Are you a story person or a character person? Where my story people at? Like you start story first. Where my character people at? Character? All right. Right, children's book. It's a character person, right? So the thing of it is, so egg and chicken, which came first, right? Story or a character? You will see a lot of people that talk about like, well, the story comes first, and then you'll have those who will say character comes first. It doesn't even matter. Your process is your process. It's how you get the best out of yourself to tell the best story, whether you either or. I'm a story person. So I start story, then I want to know certain things like what is my theme? First of all, I want to know what my story is in 10 words or less. Can you tell your story in 10 words or less? Most people gonna say no, right? Because they're long-winded. They want to plot it for you. They want to tell you about all the interesting things that are happening, right, in the story. And the funny thing, this is self-examination. The funny thing about that is if I'm talking to you and telling you my story, and I'm hitting like certain plot points, and you just like, and I'm like, so now I'm trying to make it more exciting, right? So 3 days from now, I'm talking to you about that same story, but I'm trying to I'm telling it differently now. And then to you, I'm telling the story different, and I'm telling the story. So we do that, right? Why do we do that? To enhance the story, right? We're trying to get the rise out of the person we're talking to, right? Okay. So I said, can you tell your story in 10 words or less? Romeo and Juliet. A couple falls in love in a warring family of two opposing families. A couple falls in love of two opposing families. And every time you ask me what my story is, I say the same exact thing. The same, 10 words or less. That's it. Now, I've worked with people and they say, Deri, I can't do it. And they say, I did it. I actually can tell my story in 10 words or less, right? Because a lot of times you're trying to give me more information than I need. As a producer of a film, a producer don't have the time for your 300-page soliloquy of you telling what your story is about because this is what is necessary. Dang, I'm glad I'm a Taurus. That was about to get weird right quick. Okay, so in essence, I start story, I move themes, I have to know my genre, right? Because if you know your genre, then you should know your genre conventions, correct? So genre conventions are very important. Then I want to know one of the most important things that my story will ever be able to tell anyone. What is my major dramatic question? Have y'all heard that before? What's my major dramatic question? Or what is my central dramatic question? And you've seen it before. It's the story of Superman. The movie is about, will Superman save what? Will Superman save the day? Will Superman save Lois? And the whole movie is about that. Predator, will they escape from the jungle? The whole movie is about will that. Will they escape? And you spend 90 pages deciding, determining, and trying to decipher how they're going to, will they escape? Because everybody may not escape. But that's your central dramatic question. So there are certain things that you want to involve in your process, in your writing process. That's just a story. We haven't even gotten to dramatic irony. Now we want to talk about characters. Like, what is your character about? So I do a thing where we talk about characters in different ways. Number one, I want a backstory. Most people don't write backstories. And that's why your story starts to fumble. So the second thing of it is after I know about so your backstory pretty much can go from anywhere from 15 generations all the way up to when your story begins. So where your screenplay begins is where your backstory ends. Does that make sense? Okay. So once you uncover that component of your backstory, now you want to psychologically understand. So did anybody used to watch the Actor Studio with James Lipton? Used to watch, right? He used to ask the 20 questions. So James Lipton used to have the Actor Studio on Bravo TV, right? So he would ask actors these random questions, like, what do you think your life would be like if you died today? It'd be like, what's your favorite cuss word? What's your favorite color and why? And you have Jim Carrey, Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock, all of these people just answering the question, right? Interview your characters and psychologically understand how they think. But when you interview them, you're answering as them, not yourself. See, you don't like okra, but your character loves okra. Your character loves it fried. Your character love it boiled. Your character love it in food. Your character love okra, period. And they don't even know. In fact, your character even tried to grow okra. So you want to enhance your characters by psychologically understanding who they are and how they move, and you do that through interviewing them. See, your favorite color may be red. Your character's favorite may never have their favorite color is a rainbow, all the colors. Why? I love rainbows. And write in a dialect in which you would like them to speak. Because you're enhancing the flavor of the character, right? So now we kind of have a little understanding of the character, right? Right? We have their backstory. We know what they sound like. So in terms of the movie, what is the journey that they go on? How many journeys do a character go on? How many journeys do a character go on? Thank you for answering, brother. Okay? Everybody say two. Two. What are those journeys? No, that's a structure. That's it. It's an internal journey and an external journey. What's the external journey?
The external journey is the actual thing that they're trying to do, the conflict with something else.
The actual thing they're trying to attain or achieve. A pirate is looking for their gold, their treasure. That's a physical thing. Most writers don't write that. They stick closely to the inner journey. where the character is trying to make a dynamic, emotional, self-aware change. That's where we stick to. So tell me about your character. Like, I ask you, like, what happens to your character? Oh, they gain hope, and they become ambitious in their lives. That's a very internal thing. So you have to have an internal and an external thing that's happening at the same exact time. That's called your story arc. So I know y'all know about story arcs, so I ain't gonna bore y'all with that. But you want to have an emotional arc. How do you achieve the arc? So let me ask a more rather interesting question. Where does every story begin? Ooh. There's no wrong answers here. Opening image. You giving me structure. In terms of a story, where does every story begin? Yes, sir. Not the conflict. No. Yes. At the end. Every story begins at the end, right? Yeah. Think about it. Let's go like this. You got a car? It's outside? You got your keys? All right, let's go for a ride. What's your next question? Boom.
That's good.
Boom. When I say the store, now we're on a journey to get to the store, right? As we're on a journey to get to the store, we catch a flat. We see somebody we know. We hungry. We forgot the pocketbook at the house, right? We got to turn around. You see how that go? So once you know where you're going, it's easy to identify all of the conflicts and all of the mistakes and all of the pitfalls that your character may go through to get to the end. Now, this is the most obvious thing. Every character does not get what they set out to get. Sometimes they get more than what they set out to get. Or they don't get anything, and that's okay too, because at the end of the day, whoever it went to, they're happy it went to them. They had an opportunity to be a part of the process, right? Those are the greatest stories. The best stories are the ones where the person sacrificed something, including themselves. Those are your best stories. So we have a little bit about understanding what the character is, right? Inner journeys, external journeys, right? Okay. I don't know how much time I got. I probably got a few more minutes. And I'm just going through some of my book for y'all. So, how many people, well, let me ask this question. Who sits and write, and who loves the character creating process? Like love the character creating process. Okay. So, when you're creating characters, do you create every character? Like you create every character? Okay. Okay, so you develop every character. So that's called a character analysis, right? Or a character analysis worksheet. That's what that is. How many people have heard of archetypes? Right? This is what I do. I'm going to help you out here. Your main characters are the ones that you develop more closely related to, like families, friends, enemies, haters. Those are the ones you develop. Everybody else should just be an archetype. They're so easy because most people in the world are pretty much the same people, right? A dumb jock, a smart cheerleader, a weird scientist, a nerd. Like, all you got to do is like make your central characters, your main protagonists and antagonists, like make them, and then put all archetypes around them. That makes the characters more relatable, right? It makes the world relatable. Because once you start to develop the character, the second thing that you're going to start to do is develop the world. Have you developed your world? Like, do you know your world? Because there are certain rules of the world that must be governed by the world you create. So, I want to say her name is N.K. Jemisin. Anybody saw the master class with N.K. Jemisin before? It is imperative you watch it. Is that important because she talks about it's the master class with N.K. Jemisin, Jemison, and she talks about world building. And it's really important when you start to develop your world, how to develop a world. So I develop a world in 6 points, the major 6 points of pretty much any community. It's going to be home life, schools, which is education. It's going to be politics, which is your government. It's going to be your church. It's going to be your businesses, and it's going to be your hospitals. Those 6 components govern every single community. Those 6 things are your community, right? There's like nothing else. Like, I mean, a park, you got homes, business, government, hospitals, education, and what's the last one? Church. Church is the last one. Those are the 6 components that govern every single community. So whenever you're watching like something that was done in the 6th century, all 6 things will be right there. If you're watching in the future, all 6 things will be right there. That's how you create your community. And from there, now you want to create the rules. Is it paved roads? Are we driving or are we flying? I mean, what are we doing? So you want to be able to create the rules of that world. So pretty much in the grand scheme of it all, those are the beginning pages of my workbook, and I just slowly break your story down for you. Before you even get to a screenplay, you need to understand your character and the story you want to tell long before you get to the screenplay. Now, how many Blake Snyder lovers in here? Okay, right? Okay. So this is the last thing because I think I only got maybe like 4 or 5 more minutes. So this is the last thing I will discuss. And so this is really important. So what I created was a whole entire process to write a screenplay. The other component to that is I started like a lot of other people started. I bought Blake Snyder, I bought Sid Fields, and what I would do is I would sit down and I would start to write the book according to that structure, right? Whatever that structure is like she said, open the image. So I write the open the image. I haven't even developed no character. There's no story development. I'm freelancing right now. Just structure. In my process, structure is like 6. Like choosing a structure. It's so many of them. It's so many different ones. Anybody familiar with John Truby? Geo Chamberlain, the nutshell technique? Anybody watch, what is that, Rick and Morty? Right? That's by Dan Harmon. Dan Harmon created a structure. And that's mostly Dan Harmon, that's what he does. And what you'll find out in Hollywood, most editors use the Dan Harmon structure to edit. So every editor has to follow the structure. Like I heard Hero's Journey. Who said Hero's Journey? And they better know the person who created it. No. The Hero's Journey was done by Christopher Vogler. But the original Hero's Journey was created by the monomyth, Joseph Campbell. So if you look up Joseph Campbell, because he talks about the hero with 1,001 faces. Basically, in every culture across the whole entire world, there was a study done. And every culture tells a story of the one hero, the monomyth, and what it looks like when he goes through a journey. He comes back. So, my name is Deri Tyton, and y'all could have asked any questions. I know I was talking, but, if you have a question, you can ask right quick while we got a couple minutes. Yes, ma'am.
How do you get it?
Oh, so the book is $25 a copy. I got some with me today. I bought them with me, so you can get it for $25, pretty much. So,
Can you give me that one?
Can I give you a book?
Can you give me that one?
Gift you a book. Oh, man. Where you live at?
Trenton, New Jersey.
Oh, man. Let's talk.
Okay.
I got you. The reason why I asked is because I started screenwriting class September 7th, at the Southeast Library in Atlanta. It's in Atlanta. That's your library? Yeah, we about to do a screenwriting class over there. Yeah, yeah. So me and Miss Christie, normally I was working at Mechanicsville, the West End, the Northwest Library, and I've done, putting in heavy work around here. So
How many days is it for? Is it that one day?
it's 6 weeks. It's a 6-week class, 6-week course. You can look me up online, DeriTyton.com. I do have a screenwriting course taught through Teachable. It's really good. So, yeah. And I have a podcast, the Film Mechanic Screenwriting Podcast. I got to plug my podcast because that thing is full of jewels. Like, it is full. I'm telling you now, you listen to that, it's going to give you everything you need to know about the business of screenwriting, the creative part of screenwriting. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Question: what's your favorite movie? What is your favorite script that you've studied?
My favorite movie is Coolie High, but it's a tie with Claudine. So I love Coolie High. Like it makes me cry every single time. Like I'm dead serious. I'm gonna start crying up here on serious, because I actually went to Grambling State University because of that movie. Yeah, I wound up going to Grambling State University because that's where Coach Chiefs was supposed to go. Man, you know what I'm saying? Yes, man. Yes, sir.
So where do we find or even purchase any of your screenplays that can be turned into films?
So I don't sell my screenplays at all, but like just the movies. You can find Finding Forever in Love on Tubi. You can find Passionate Betrayals on Tubi. Those are only two that you can find out there right now that I've written on. There's some other stuff I've written on. Jill, what was that second part of your question?
What script do you produce? Like, what are your favorite scripts that have been studied?
My favorite scripts that I've written?
No, studied.
That I've read?
Mm-hmm.
I think one of my, oh my God, I can't think of the name. When Harry Met Sally. That is one of my absolute favorite scripts to read. It moves, it's lean, it's just brilliant dialogue. The feeling of it that it gives you is just one of those types of screenplays that, like, literally once you read it, you are like, if you know the movie, you like, oh, this is awesome, and it's wrote by a woman. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, ma'am. Last question.
Any nuances for animation or films that might be focused on? That's a film for adults also, but like any nuanced things for those of us who are interested in that?
In writing animation?
Yes, like writing a movie like a Disney movie.
Like a Disney movie?
Like a Princess and the Frog type movie.
So to answer that question, the type of writer I am is I'm like go all the way there. Don't be safe, right? Let your producers tell you to scale back, if that makes sense. And animation, and in writing animation, I think one of the things of it is you have to know your world and you have to know the rules of that world, right? So that's the main thing, understanding the actual rules of the world, because I mean she's dancing, she's flowing, a prince, she has to kiss a frog who's a talking frog, a talking croc. You understand what I'm saying? A talking firebug. So understanding the rules of that world will be better serve you when you're writing animation. I think that's the more or less the most empowering thing that you could do. Character development is a whole nother level on animation, but you have a frog who sound Creole. I mean, not the frog, but the firefly. That sound Creole. You know, around that, right? Cajun. That's what I meant. Sound Cajun. But you understand what I'm saying. So I think developing the world, developing the rules of that world will help you tell your story a lot better, you know, in terms of how to write it. It's still the same. It's still screenwriting, you know, so which is different from television writing. So I teach television writing too. So that's a monster. So last question. Any last question? Last question. Anything? Yes.
How can
I'll have to give you the flyer. I send you the flyer. I think it's something on it. You know, you can go to the library, sign up. So, all right. My name is Deri Tyton. It was a pleasure to serve you today. I thank you so much for listening to me. All right. And if you want a copy of the book, they over there. Over there. Thank you.
I'm gonna. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I'm coming up. I don't know which way do I want to look about one. Thank you. I appreciate you. Oh wait, was it? Did we have? Was it still my time? Was it early? Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, and yeah, wait, maybe in the middle. Yeah, that's right. Thank y'all. You are so kind. Yeah, I was gonna just ask if people like pen them. Yeah, like either, but I don't know who else is gonna be here, so I think probably. Simple.
Any videos or anything with audio in there?
No, just like slides, sincerely. Yeah. Thank you. You're so sweet.